Good evening. Welcome to POSTCAST. As the Jazz got spurred tonight. That's really the only way to say it. The Jazz got outdone by a much better team, but there were some bright spots in the ballgame. There'll be some interesting things. They have a practice day tomorrow and another practice day before we head to Cleveland. So only, one game, 2 games in a little bit of time. These guys can stay fresh. But, the Jazz offense, Ron, is so much built on read and react. And when you get a team that then busts up your natural motions and you haven't played together a lot and don't understand each other a lot, you don't know where the read and the react is going to go. And that was obvious tonight.
And we see that from time to time with good defensive teams. Teams have been playing together for a long time, and they make those adjustments very, very quickly. And the Jazz are not adjusting as quick as they should. I mean, this is something they'll learn. The more they play together, you'll see some improvement. But whenever the Jazz play a good basketball team, a team that's been together for quite some time, they struggle with that.
Jazz had some good road games, and the Spurs got in on this one. The Jazz scored 15 in the first, 12 in the second, 20 in the third was their offensive explosion. They actually added in another 22 in the fourth. It was the lowest scoring outing of the year by the Jazz, also the lowest allowed by the Spurs. Just off, in your mind, offensively, maybe we just touched on it, but offensively, what went wrong?
Well, I just think that they never got started on anything. I thought the Spurs' perimeter defense and the way they recover, regardless of how much execution, how good the execution was, David, and as many times as the Jazz have to pass the basketball, the Spurs were still right there. And so as we've seen many, many times with good teams, where the clock is not their friend, they run the clock down to the point where they got 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock, and they're not getting the type of shot that they really want.
Rudy Gobert is the bright spot tonight. 13 points, 18 rebounds, 4 block shots, 2 assists. 2 more. I love the 2 assists. He had an amazing impact on the game. Either related or unrelated, not entirely clear. The minute he came in the game, the offensive did fall apart. So that is still part of the process, but he had a huge impact. The Jazz actually had a very good defensive night. The Spurs shot just 39% on the whole night. They really, Rudy did a nice job defensively. I think he held the Spurs to about 39% as well when he's on the floor. And the Jazz were very good defensively tonight. I mean, the sad thing about the Jazz not making any shots tonight at scoring 69 points is that makes it really hard to defend. So to hold the Spurs down like they did defensively means you really were playing great defense tonight.
It really was playing great defense, and they didn't get a lot of good looks at the rim there as well. And so everything that happened for the Jazz, what happened for them was out of the experience that they have playing together. Now, can Coach Snyder find a combination of players out there with Rudy that can, take away some of the offensive efficiencies that Rudy has, other than getting open for a dunk, that type of thing. That's something that he's gonna have to play with and find out, if he can get it done.
And truthfully, probably not on this roster, because the best 3-point shooter on this roster is 37% for Gordon Hayward, and the next perimeter 3-point shooter is Trey Burke at about 31.
Well,
and Rodney Hood's injured again tonight,
yeah,
and
that hurts.
I don't know the status on that and when we see him again, but it did not look dramatic. It did, which is either good news or bad news. It didn't look particularly drastic, but it, that's not good. So
we hope he's okay. We hope that he's not okay, but we hope that it's something that he can recover from, and he needs to get as much experience this year as possible if he's going to help this team next year. He looks to me, David, like he likes to run, because you notice when he gets a rebound, he takes off. And I think that's game. And if he's going to help this team any kind of way, I'd like to see him get healthy enough to where we can see exactly what kind of player he's going to be.
So sorry, we lost the camera there for a minute. If those of you were watching, you didn't miss anything. Other than nothing. Other than Ron peering over at some woman over here on the left-hand side.
I don't know who she is.
What's going on with that? That's a story in itself. All right. Let's address the other negative tonight. Our guy Ennis just can't. Here's the issue.
Okay. So before you go any farther with that, how many games do you think it's been? I mean, his struggles has started 10 games maybe.
Statistically, it's actually the shooting struggle that I have statistically is really disconcerting. It's about 20 games actually. In the last 20 games, he's 23 of 84 in his mid-range shot, down to 59%. His last 10 games, he's shooting 43% overall. But really bother me that much, Ron. What bothers me tonight was the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight's the first night that I thought he didn't bring it. Like he looked, I don't know.
Step slow, maybe, not getting what they're trying to do out there on the floor. I mean, there's a reason for him struggling a little bit. And most times when players are struggling offensively, they're giving you something else that's showing us or the coach or whatever that, I'm working very, very hard. I'll get it together. A la vintage Trey Burke at the beginning of the year, struggling shooting the basketball. And now he's gotten it together, through.
Here's my huge concern. And I really like Ennis.
Yes.
Ennis moped around the second half of the last season because Ty was unfair to him.
Yes.
Can't do it twice, dude.
No, you cannot.
You can't do it twice.
It doesn't work that way.
You can get your one and maybe you'll get a pass on it, but you can't do it again. And tonight he looked like that. Yeah. And the shot. But if you don't do your part, I don't know. I hope not.
Well, the thing is that you start hanging your head and you start feeling sorry for yourself, or you start, being upset. That's going to affect your play out there on the floor, and to the point where you're playing like you don't care. And when you play like that, you're going to be down there, the 12th man on the team.
There was not. Here's the best way I describe it. And if I watch the film, maybe I'll be wrong on this. There was not a single extra effort tonight by us.
Yeah.
You got to make extra efforts.
Well, he's a big part of this team, and he's going to be a big part of that 3-man rotation with the big men down there. And he must. And boy, if that mid-range jump shot is working with the three of them, how effective is that?
Right.
And you just need that confidence. I don't know if the coaches got to pull him aside and put him in a phone booth, just the two of them, and go head to head and find out what's going on, or maybe he has the confidence of one of the assistant coaches that he needs to go to. But whatever the case,
we need that.
Yeah, something has to happen.
Let's hope that we can get going. So anyway, that's the night tonight. Gordon goes 4 of 15, Favors 4 of 11, Trey 4 of 15. Dennis was not on an island by himself tonight in a not very good performance, but his stood out, unfortunately, a little bit, and he did not start the second half, so that is part of the storyline tonight. Jazz shoot 33%, which is a season low, I believe, that they shot tonight. They had their lowest point total of the year. The Spurs are really, really good. Spurs or Warriors right now? Who are you taking?
Right now, David, I take the Warriors. I mean, till they prove to me that you can beat that team.
The Warriors. You're taking the Warriors.
I take the Warriors right now.
Thunder, healthy, or Spurs?
Don't make me do this.
How about, by the way,
I'm taking it right now. I take the Spurs. Yes.
The Warriors, by the way, with a 1 seed, are going to get one of those two teams to start.
That's going to make the Western Conference fun. That first round is
ridiculous.
just absolutely just going to be fun.
Have a good one.